I'm Gerald Chambers, a marriage and family therapist. Myth 8, women who stay in abusive relationships must be crazy. This myth assumes the fact most battered women do stay in abusive relationships. Many battered women are getting out of abusive relationships. Abused women ought not be blamed for not leaving. Think about leaving your job. Think about the reasons why you wouldn't leave a job. And that'll give you some idea as to why some women don't leave. But many women do leave, and they leave at high rates. They're leaving as an act of courage because they have to deal with intense fear as well as financial insecurity. In the description below, I have a podcast called The Women Stayed by Lydia A. Nio. The link I'm going to leave in the description below. You should listen to it. She provides good reasons why many women don't leave abusive relationships. It's much easier to get into an abusive relationship than it is to get out of one. Women are often afraid to leave, and with good reason. Their chances of getting hurt or killed increases dramatically during the first 2 years after they separate from their husbands. Leaving is risky, and often staying is the lesser of two evils. Often women can't afford to leave, especially if they have children. They are economically dependent on their husbands. And that economic leverage is part of the control that men exert over them. After being subjected to mental and physical abuse for a period of time, women are systematically stripped of their self-esteem to the point where they falsely believe that they need their husbands in order to survive, despite the violence. This lowering of self-esteem is often a part of a constellation of symptoms that are all common to survivors of trauma. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Many women suffer with mild to severe forms of PTSD and are not functioning well. Their parenting is affected, their problem-solving abilities are impaired, and their ability to plan for the future is disrupted. Given this common experience of trauma, it's amazing that battered women are as resilient and as courageous as they are, especially since their lives and the lives of their children are at stake. The corrosive and cumulative effects of battering go a long way to explain why it's so hard to get out of abusive relationships. Another thing that keeps women trapped in abusive relationships is that they're often holding on to the dream of what they could have with the men that they're with. Some cobras, you remember antisocial batterers, exude a inexplicable type of charisma to their partners. The wives of cobras are often more committed to the relationship than the men are, despite the severe beatings. To outsiders, it's hard for us to imagine why would they want to stay. It helps to remember that for many people in the United States, violence is normal. When violence is all around you, it tends to be accepted as a part of life. People who have been hit feel differently about hitting. Cobras seem to choose women who are vulnerable to their type of charisma. They also figure out pretty quickly where the woman's vulnerabilities lie. In Gottman's research, a small percentage of the women married to cobras were actually antisocial themselves, and then they got involved with their partners. Some women prefer bad boys and romance on the edge, unpredictable and potentially both dangerous and adventurous. They have no interest in relationships with regular guys, nice guys. If you like this video, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe. Thank you for listening.